All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a look real quick at the new footage that's out with Delphi. Bridge Guy video someone put out, or they released the new footage that's a lot more clear. So I'm going to try something on this and see if it works. If it don't, it don't. But let's see. All right, this is the new footage, and the discrepancy is this real or computer generated, AI generated? I think it's the real footage, but enhanced, meaning put through kinds of technical stuff to bring out clarity, take gain out of it, all kinds of stuff, saturation, to get the most clearest footage. So hold on a minute. All right, what happened? All right, someone's doing something.
See, this is the path that we go down. There's no path going there, so we have to go down here.
Hello, Miss ATS News. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can play that. Now, I want to point something else out here. All right, hold on a minute, folks. Just hold on. Trying to get this to where. Oh, wow, it won't let me do it.
See, this is the path that we go down. There's no path going there, so we have to go down here.
All right, now in this footage, you could barely hear the guy talking. But in other footage that I seen on Miss Criminalities, she enhanced the volume in her editor and turned the volume up. But I want to play this again, and I want to see if it'll let me do anything. Picture inside a picture. All right, let's try this. Oh, I see what it's done. All right, there is Abby. And as you can see, Bridge Guy is right behind her, it looks like. Maybe 30 feet. And some people were saying she's wearing that blouse because it looks like she's pregnant. I don't know. It does look like her, definitely. Hello, Miss Debbie Fox. How you doing? The only thing that I have a problem with is if it's AI generated or enhanced, not generated, but enhanced, meaning the original footage is real. And all AI did was enhance it, take out all this static, uh, all the gain, all the saturation in the video, and cleaned it up. Do I have a problem with that? No. Now, if it was AI generated from the beginning and they just used faces, well, then yeah, that could be a problem. But what I think this is probably the real footage put through probably FBI or CIA or whatever or whoever, and they cleaned it up, right? AI cleaned it up. It colored in the areas where it needed to be, where it thought it would be shaded, whatever, but it kept its integrity, meaning it's the original footage from what they're saying. And I would say, yeah, he's a lot closer. But if you look at the other footage of her on the bridge, there ain't no one behind her. Right? Everyone's saying, hey, look at, you can't see him. He's all the way at the other end of the bridge. That little dot back there in the middle of the railroad track, that's him. All right, well, who's behind her then? Who's behind her? And I don't know if that's even Libby voice. My gosh, she sounds like a kid, like an immature, not like a 14-year-old would or whatever. Very freaky what's going on. And here's the thing, he's that close. He must have known he was being filmed, or he must have seen the girl had her phone out. And my question is if he knew that, would he have left evidence behind deliberately? I don't know. The only one that would leave evidence behind like that is somebody that made it look like it was something else, and he had enough time to go through their phone and manipulate it, possibly. What I'm saying is these edges are so crisp. The outline of the bodies are so crisp. You could see her gym shoes. Them are Vans or uh, Converse. They might not be original Converse, but they're made to look like Converse or Vans. So what do I think? Well, like I said, if they used the original footage and put it into AI enhancement and it cleaned it all up, and this is what we got, then okay. But if they just put a face and said, AI, create this, and they created the movement, they created everything, then probably not. I would say it's not real. Uh, the faces are real, but the rest of it ain't real. It was AI created. And you have to look at her shadow on the railroad tie right now, right? Look at the shadow. Does it look in front of her, or does it look behind her, or is it right in between? Right? If it's right in between, well, then it's about noon. If it's in front of her, well, then we know it's past noon because the sun would be hitting her back and casting forward. If it's casting backwards, then we know that she was on the bridge before noon. And what are we seeing? I don't know. I mean, what does it look like to me? It looks like it's just past noon, maybe one, close to 1 o'clock. Maybe depending on what way the bridge is pointing. Uh, Shoes very clean. Why would they wear gym shoes on a day like that, all muddy out there? And why is Bridge Guy dressed like it's cold? And they're out there in blouses and uh, Converse gym shoes, right? What were they doing out there? What were they showing, right? Because it does seem like she's talking to somebody other than the girls or the uh, Abby or whatever. So what are we looking at? I don't know. I mean, does that sound like Libby, the one filming and holding the phone? I don't know. It sounds like a kid. And you have to take in consideration to what Richard Allen said. And his in his statement, there was three girls on the bridge. Who was that third girl? I mean, if we can believe if Richard Allen was totally innocent and had no connection to this case at all, why did he confess so many times? Why did he say things that the police are saying? Well, he had to be there because there was only the killers or people involved would have known it. Well, I mean, we really don't know. And then you got to explain, well, who plugged in the headphone jacks for 5 hours and then unplugged it before the girls were found? I mean, you got to explain that stuff. That just magically didn't happen, right? I would think he knew they had the phone, or someone knew they had the phone, and they wanted to see what was on it. Maybe, possibly. That's just my scenario of it. And can we still say that's Richard Allen from this video? No, not even from this video. Not unless you still in even. I got it on pause right now, and look how clear it is, folks. Do you remember the original video? You put it on pause, and it would just go crazy. It would just distort, and there was no way you could tell who it was from that distance. And even with this video, just looking at it like this, you still can't tell that's Richard Allen. I mean, he might have the gait, and people are saying, well, he don't even have a gait. No, he's got a special way he's walking. You're not picking up on it. You might think it's just maybe, I don't know, he's stepping over the railroad ties where they're missing, but no, he has a special way he's walking. And putting his hands in his pockets say so much. And just the way he's carrying himself is a way to tell, you know. What do you guys think? Why would they go down the hill? Though I don't get it. This whole thing seems really crazy. Like I said, if this is the original footage and they gave it to AI just to enhance it, to clear it up, right? They might have said, AI, clean this footage, this video up the best you can. And AI cleaned it up. Let me see what Debbie Fox is saying. Miss ATS News said, why would they go down the hill? Debbie Fox says, I didn't hear that early no gun. No, I don't hear a gun either. A lot of people are saying you can hear a gun being wrecked. I don't know. We've heard so much different stuff. It's unreal. When you're listening to it, I can see how people's minds wander and you hear different things. But and to be honest, I don't think I'm hearing Richard Allen on that recording. Richard Allen's voice seems a lot deeper or something. I always thought, Debbie Fox said, I always thought there were two, just my thoughts. Yeah, and you're very well, maybe possibly right. The guy that said the first words did sound a little bit different, but then the second verse, it sounds a lot louder, and it's possibly because he's closer to the phone and the microphone. But even if we're going off of the footage, everyone's like, well, this is Richard Allen's voice on the ski lift, right? That ain't clear enough. You can't, and there ain't enough there really. And it don't sound like Bridge Guy. Or I shouldn't even say Bridge Guy because we don't know if the voice on this recording is actually Bridge Guy. Just because you got footage of someone walking on the bridge doesn't mean he did anything. He could have kept walking, and the people that the girls might have went down the path without that guy. We don't know. And you have to remember what the police said. There was edits in it, so we don't know what we're hearing or what scenario or whatever. They're saying this is original, so therefore we know how it happened. The girls walked across. Abby said, "Is that guy behind me or whatever? Don't leave me here." Yada yada. And then you have the one girl, supposedly who is Libby, saying, "There's no path here," right? And then the video ends. And I find it fishy that this is the video that they didn't release. The full video. Well, you can't hear it. It's too gory. You remember Doug Carter? You remember the other sheriff saying we're not going to release it because uh, the girls succumbed to death on that video, and it was just too gory. And there was numerous voices on the recording other than Abby and Libby's, and maybe there was two guys. Maybe someone snuck up from behind. Maybe that was the guy behind him was just the wrangler to wrangle them back. Maybe the real killer's all the way the back of the bridge, if you can see that little dot right in the middle of the railroad tracks, all the way at the back. Maybe that's the killer, or maybe that's the lookout, or maybe that's the big 250-pound guy that was walking, that the other witnesses seen, that was walking with determination and an angry face. Does that make sense to anybody? Just asking. Let me see what Debbie Fox is saying. ATS. I don't hear the word gun. I don't either. I hear something, but not that. I don't know. I'm not sure. All right, let's play a little bit more of this.
See, this is the path that we go down. There's no path going there, so we have to go down here. Hi.
Does everybody notice the shade on the trees? I don't know, man. It looks more closer to maybe, I don't know, noon, right after noon, maybe 12:30. One. I mean, look at the shade on the trees. It's behind the trees, the front of the trees got light, but the back of the trees towards the bridge uh, is lit or is shaded. That's showing light or shade on the back of the tree. I don't know. It looks more closer to noon or something, but there's a time change down there. So there's a time change here. So I don't know. Look at the shade from the railroad tide running down, the big one that's holding all these together. Look at the shade on that. Man, it's about the same size as the railroad tide, the same thickness. So I would say maybe it's possible that maybe the time was wrong or something. My headphones are messing up. I think. Hold on a minute. All right. Let me see what Debbie said. What do you think, ATS News? This is the same confusing video that we've been seeing. No, this is totally different. This is more clear than the other one. A lot more clear. I don't know. At points, it don't even look like her, but then it does. For some reason, yeah, it does look like she's got a belly, maybe. But let me show. See, can you guys? When I'm switching back and forth, Debbie, does the screen go black or does it stay on there? A lot more questions. Put this out to try and show transparency, but this just makes it worse. I don't know. It really don't. It's it's great clear footage if it's the original footage, and it was an AI was just used to make it as clear as possible. Then I would say it's all good. I would say it's all good. Her pants are cuffed up, right? Which one had the pants taken off of them and put on the other? Oh, Libby. right? Because Libby was bigger. So they're trying to say that the clothes that were taken from Libby were put on Abby, and the clothes on Abby were put on Libby or something, or missing, but put on her. Was it to cover something up, or was it to expose one of them? Debbie's saying a lot more questions. Yeah, I know, Debbie. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Well, here's the thing. I mean, if you look in this footage, I can't zoom in on it. It won't let me, Deb. If you look on this, I don't know if you can see my mouse. You probably can't. But if you can, right in the middle of the track, all the way back there, it looks like there's a figure there. Now, I don't know if that's that fence post that they put there, but it looks like there is someone on the tracks right there, or something way back there, like just getting on the tracks. But then you got this guy here, which like looks like he's just been dropped in there. I mean, everything just looks so crisp and clean. I don't know. I would. It just looks so. It looks like cookie cuttered, and then they were put right on there because it's just the lines are so clean and crisp, and but that might be HD AI, and it's clearing it up. What we couldn't see. All right, now that does look like her, 100%, 100%. But see, even this guy's foot back here, it don't look real. It looks like it's cookie cutted out. The lines are so crisp. I mean, I have to say, there's no blurring around the photo. I will say that it's very crisp. There's no fuzziness around it. Now look at the shadow. Her foot is on the ground. The shadow looks to me to be casting somewhat straight across from her, if not just a little bit in front, maybe in front just a little bit. Debbie, can I wanted shit? I'm trying to. Debbie, does the screen go black when I'm trying to slow it down and show you, or can you still see it when I'm trying to monkey with the video on another tab? No, it doesn't go black. Okay. It just looks so clean. I mean, if we're going to go by shadows that are casted by things, and you could tell, ancient Indians were experts. I would have took this footage to an Indian tribe guy because they read shadows on. They can look at a shadow and tell you exactly what time it is. It's crazy to look at. It's 2 o'clock. You look at your clock. It's 2 o'clock. What? The shadow on the ground. Holy cow! I mean, they're pretty close with time and shadows and stuff. But if you look at the trees, uh, all the trees are shaded on the backside towards this, so that's telling me it's a certain time of the day. All right, hold on, let's keep going. man, it's inverted or something or flipped. The camera's flipped. Why would she do that? I don't understand why she would hold it to the side. It's almost like she held it sideways instead of straight up like she was doing it. I'm sorry, but she does. A lot of people were saying she looked like she had a belly on her, and it does a little bit. Pants are skin tight. And that might have been why he didn't try taking undressing her instead of the other one, because even if you look at the pants around the ankles, they're real tight. You wouldn't be able to undress real fast, right? You'd be tripping over your feet or whatever. I don't know, man. She looks a lot wider. She looks a lot wider, folks, than what she in her in her photos and stuff. She looks real thin, but not here. It looks. There's bridge guy behind her, big guy, stocky. I don't know. I don't think that's Richard. Man, this is crazy. I don't know, maybe, but I can't tell. I wonder if I can invert this anyway. Hold on. Can you see that, Debbie? Here's bridge guy. I don't know, man. Look at that, Debbie. She does look a lot wider and looks like a stomach or something. That's a very loose shirt, and the breeze is blowing. Yeah. Does it look like a belly button poking out or something, or right there, right where the shadow starts on her shirt? Or is that, I don't know, that, I don't know. That is crazy. Look at the color of her hair, though, and the way her hair is. That definitely looks like her, I would say. But here's one problem. Look at the photo. There's no longer a shadow of her on the railroad track. And there's no longer a shadow on Bridge Guy on the railroad track. Can you see that, Debbie? How do I flip this dang thing? Hold on a minute so we can look at it. So we can look at it. Well, let me rotate it. Playback speed, picture in picture. It won't let me rotate it. Dang idiots. Hold on. Let me see if I can loop, show all controls. Uh, Debbie, what is inspect? What does that mean? Search with Google Lens. I'm going to try something. Let's see what happens. Searching anything on this page with Google Lens. Identity thing, copy. I don't know what that is. Why won't it let me flip this dang thing? Do I have to? Oh, I know what I got to do. I got to download it and then put it through my camera thing and watch it in there, and then I think it'll let me flip it. If I download this, I think. Will it let me download it? Yeah, well, I think. Here, hold on a minute. Copy link? No. No, I don't want to do that. Reading mode. Task manager. Hold on a minute. All right, I just downloaded it. All right, but let's look here now. If I click on this, oh dang it! Why did I do that? Back up, back up. I want to stop it right there. Oh, look at there, you sneaky little devil. There he is. Uh huh. I'll be. All right. Now, I have it open. What the heck is wrong with these? Testing one, two. Something's wrong with my headphones. Check, check. Dang wiring or something. Stupid computers. Let me see what Debbie's saying. This thing is nobody, the court, the judge, the people, the lawyers. Nobody said 100% that bridge guy is. Yeah, no one did. The bridge guy could have kept walking past. Yeah, yeah, he could have. That's what I was telling you guys, but you guys never listen. They never listen. So, Debbie, how do I do? Oh, I got to change headphones. So, Deb, how do I do this with the with flipping this so we can see it? Is that called rotating it, or so until they say this is? Don't believe it. No, I'm just looking at it. All right, let me. I'm just trying to fix this stupid ass thing. The heck, man. Good God. All right, I guess I'll have to use this for now. So until I say yeah, 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 yes. All right. So, All right. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Check, check. All right, can you guys hear me? Gosh dang it. All right. Something's going. All right, this is driving me nuts with this stupid headphones. Every pair I put in, it messes up. I can only hear on one side. I don't know why it's doing that. All right. We'll have to get by with this pair I'm wearing. Hello. Yes. Yes. All right. Can you hear me? I couldn't hear myself. All right. So I downloaded this. So I think what I'll do is I wonder if I open it up. Hold on. If I. hmm, If I open it up and I just downloaded it. Hold on. Let me go to download. System. All right, Debbie. All right. Now I see. All right. Let me see if I can share this instead, Debbie. It's not showing. Windows. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. All right. Okay. Now I am in Windows. Let's pray. Oh, it looks a lot farther away. All right. Now. All right. Now let's see if we can rotate that. What did I just do? Skip back 10 seconds. Son of a gun. What did I do? Debbie thinks that this is still really a big dude. Well, he don't look no 5'2" or 5'4", whatever Richard Allen is, but that could be because the distance of the okay. Let's skip forward. Okay. Is it are her wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you sure them are cuffed pants? Is that duct tape? I don't. Wow. How do I do that? Is that are her pants cuffed? We all thought it was cuffed, but now that I look at it, I don't know. Is that duct tape? They are cuffed. I don't know. It's got a shine to it a little bit. All right, let's rewind a little bit. I'm still trying to figure out how to. Now, do you see that right there? That's a shadow of somebody, but it looks like they have a big belly on them. And does it look like to you they're flipping somebody off with a finger right here? Looks like another hand coming out, maybe holding a phone or some kind of a device. Here's the head right up here, and then a big belly that comes down, and then legs. Are you seeing what I'm seeing right here? Are you seeing that? Debbie, are you seeing that? Hold on, let me. Books like Mickey Mouse. I think those are knockoff Converse. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Deb. Look at that. That's a big person there. Now, how big was little Libby? That's a shadow of somebody very big. I don't know. Maybe it's the way they're standing and their jacket is blown out or whatever, but that's a shadow of somebody and it looks big to me. What does it look like to you, Debbie? I can't figure out how to flip the dang thing so we can see it upright. Hold on a minute. Oh, you dirty dog. What is this thing? All right, let me see what kind of tools I got here. Properties, edit with clip chat. What's that? Cast to device, video settings, rotate video. Okay. Zoom to fill. All right, baby. Now we're figuring this out. Rotate video. Oh, you dirty dog. There you are. I see you. All right, Debbie, can you see that? I rotated it. That's somebody it looks like with a big belly or something underneath. And if you have a little weight, you would look bigger in your shadow. Yeah. May I say? Oh, sure, Debbie. You're free to voice your opinion. You're working a crime case. Now that we rotated that video, what does it look like to you, Debbie? That guy looks like this Ron Logan. I don't know. Ron wasn't a fat guy or anything. Is it me, or does it look like they're putting up a finger or something, or a hand out, a phone in one hand or something? And no, who is Ron Logan? Ron Logan was the old 70-some-year-old man that was real tall, but he was thin. Kinda. I mean, he had a belly on him, but not real big. That looks pretty big, or maybe they're carrying something with them, a bag or something. Debbie says, guy on the bridge looks like Ron Logan. No, I don't think it looks like him at all. I don't think it looks like him at all. I don't think so. We'll see. I'm going to try and get closer, Deb. He might. He might look like it to you, Debbie. All right, let's take a look at Ron Logan real quick. All right. Hold on a minute. Let me share this. No, we'll share this. All right, can you see that, Debbie? All right, that's Ron Logan. That's the 70-some-year-old guy. He was tall. Now, could that be him standing there? I don't know. Maybe. Who's the? I don't know. They look like they have a bag, like they're carrying a bag or something around their arm or something. Or I don't know. Let's go back. There's Ron Logan. Now let's check. Let's go and share this again. All right. Can you, Debbie? Does that look like a shadow of somebody pretty big or something, or carrying a bag? Can you see my mouse moving around? Like right in here. It looks like an arm or something sticking up. Then maybe a bag or something. Here's the face. Comes, I don't know. Is this? I'm upset because I don't know if you can see my little mouse or if it's pointing out the right stuff or not. That could be a coat. That could be a coat hanging over the arm. All right, hold on, Deb. Let's go back and see what we can see here. All right, I want to go back to the original footage here. All right, hold on, Deb. All right, now there's another shadow. of the girl. I think that's Libby, supposedly. But right before that, there was another. Hold on a minute. All right, now there comes Abby. All right, let's go back to Bridge Guy, where they're just coming across the bridge. There goes. All right, that's what I want. Hold on a minute. All right, now, hold on, Debbie. You just hold on, little lady. Now, let me see if I can zoom in. How do I do this? All right, now how do I zoom? All right, Debbie, I'm trying to figure out how to zoom in on this. Yes, but it could be a coat. I don't know. It's the big. It could be the big coat she has on because you can see her coat there. It's black or dark blue. And now that she's coming across, yes, it does look like the wind is blowing. But are you seeing any leaves blow around or any of the trees blow around? Hold on a minute. We're not seeing no big wind or anything. Her her blouse is blowing up all over. Hmm. To me, it looks like there's someone or a shade right here, maybe a shadow right here. Or right here, Debbie. I, if you can see my mouse, right here, there looks like there's another shadow, maybe possibly. Here's the leg, in between the legs. Right here, looks like a shadow of somebody standing right here in this area. The shadow's casting down onto the parking lot or that driveway down there. Cameras put weight on you where there shouldn't be. Yeah, I know, Dub. Yeah, it could make you look taller. It could make you look shorter. Debbie, what is Clip Champ? Is that like edited or something? Equalizer. Oh, it's giving me an equalizer. Let's turn it on and see if we can hear anything different. More never slide together. Okay. All right, I think I'm going to end this video, Debbie, because I'm having trouble with my headphones. What do you want to see, Deb? I am looking in Google Earth. What are you looking for in Google Earth, Deb? Fill me in. What'd you find on Google Earth? To me, it looks like there's another shadow of a person before Abby comes walking past the camera. Well, or even after the camera, it looks like there's someone else standing there. But it might be that big guy because we don't know how they interpreted of who was who or if they knew that was definitely the guy, the killer that was on the recording. Oh, that's a private driveway. It's a private driveway that leads to a resident. Stupid headphones. Yes, I see that. Who is the resident? Uh, the Webbs. Webb or Weber. That's the road that the white van was driving on. But if you noticed, the shadows disappear. If you're looking at her right now, you could barely see her shadow. All right, I'm going to end this video. What'd you find out, Deb? Does anyone think that that's strange? No, it ain't strange to me because either that white van was part of it, they were waiting for him down there in the white van, or someone was waiting for them down there and they put him in the van, did whatever, drove around, and then came in through the cemetery. They can't say they didn't produce no footprints, right? There would have been footprints up and down the banks of the river of them crossing, and we haven't seen that yet. So how do we know they even crossed the river, or if they weren't thrown in a car, done whatever, and then dropped off? Why would they? If certainly if he was undressing these women or these young kids, if he was undressing these young kids, he knew they had a phone. He would have felt the phone when he was undressing them because they're saying Libby put the phone in her pocket. Okay, then he knew because he undressed her. So he must have had the phone. Why did he leave it? That's the question. Why would he have left the phone? Even if he didn't know he was being recorded, he must have definitely found the phone. And whether he looked on it or this whole thing is just a bunch of crap and the whole thing was staged, even this video. Does that make sense? It's possible. It's very possible the whole thing was made up or edited to what they wanted you to see. And I'm not even talking the police or government. I mean in the killer or killers edited or possibly done something or created it and then downloaded it onto her Snapchat or whatever or whoever. Yeah, it's very possible. You know, without 100% of them saying, well, his DNA was on the body. Okay, well, now you got him because now his DNA is on the body. That's a lot different than a footage or a video of someone, right? Give me something that says it's him, whether it be the cigarette butt they found there that he might have smoked or someone else might have smoked, and he gave the other person up, saying, "No, well, this guy was there and he smokes that brand." Right? We don't know. We're not sure. What'd you find out, Deb? What'd you find out? You're concentrating on that driveway. So many little roads around the bridge. There's only one around there, I do believe. That private driveway wraps around and then goes out and comes back into that little subdivision back in there by Webb's house or Weber. Old State Road 25. Well, there's a road that runs behind there. If you keep going on that railroad track, if you keep walking straight, it leads right to a subdivision, right, or a house. And there's a couple houses around there. I'm not going to say subdivision because there's not a whole bunch of houses, but there is a house back there. If you were just keep walking straight, it wraps around, and then there's a house there. And now, if you go down that bridge on the other side, that leads you down and around, and I think over by the shoe tree. I mean, what were they doing? Who was she talking to trying to explain there's no path, there's no nothing? They didn't seem scared. They didn't. She said hi to the guy. Did they know the guy? Right? And that's why they didn't feel threatened, or did they finally realize who it really was? And then they seemed kind of scared or something. But my thing is why did she take the video, the phone off of him after Abby runs by? How come she don't turn back around and put the camera on him? Because we know he's probably closer. That's kind of weird, right? She filmed this much. If at that point she didn't know that guy, then she definitely would have been afraid. And she would have done something to get a closer footage of him, or hey, I'm on the phone with my mother, or and something ain't adding up here, right? Something. Oh, I'm filming. I'm on a video call with my mother or dad or whatever. Or why didn't she act like she was on the phone? Someone knows I'm here. You're being recorded, right? Snapchat. We're on Snapchat right now. The whole world can see you. None of that. None of that. Not a scream. Nothing. And something seems kind of fishy. I don't know. Let me see what Debbie Fox is saying. There is a house, but the driveway goes nowhere except to the house. So you cross that Freedom Bridge to the Moon High Bridge, yeah. You cross that one bridge, the metal one, to get to this one, to get to this bridge, which supposedly they seen some tall guy, 5'10", if not bigger, 200 and something pounds, walking with a determination and anger in his eyes. They said 200, 250 pounds, and that might be this guy here that they're talking about. He does look kind of beefy, if you ask me. Uh, but then again, it could be Richard Allen dressed up in a whole bunch of jackets or stuff in underneath his jacket. That could be too. But we have to ask ourselves, how tall was was Abby? Because right now they look the same height. Because he's probably about 30 feet behind him, maybe 20, 30, maybe 40 feet behind him. And he looks the same size as her, smaller. And that's probably an optical illusion. Were they the same height? How tall was he? Because they look like the same height to me, or dang near close. She actually, right now, stopping at here, she looks taller than him. Plus, I don't know. I just don't have enough on Richard Allen's voice. It would be cool if they released his uh, phone calls from prison where he's actually talking, you know, where you can get a good recording of his voice. For all I know, he was on a motorcycle that day. Some people were saying they found motorcycle tracks out there in the parking lot or something out there. Maybe. Who knows? I imagine the tire tracks that they found were from the night before or this day when they, or this night that this happened, when they were out there looking for the bodies. That was on at 11 o'clock news, I think it was, or sometime late at night that they were out there looking for the girls, but they were going to be calling off the search soon, which that's suspicious, right? That was the last place they were, but yet they said they combed that whole area. Even there was search people that said they combed that they couldn't have been there. We combed that whole area, and that night it did show people driving around there in four wheelers and people all over the place, and even people in the cemetery with their lights on in a car and trucks and stuff. So they were out there. Why didn't they see the bodies? I don't know. Maybe they were disguised, covered up just enough for them not to. How did the dogs miss them? You got to ask that. How did the dogs miss them that night, or that the next day, or whatever, or that night? Debbie Fox said, "Okay, I found the train tracks." Yeah, you'll see the bridge, Debbie. It's like you'll see it if you're Google Earthing it. And look at the sun's hitting the trees. I think it's before noon. That's just my opinion. Look at the trees on this side of the bridge. They're all lit up. There's no shadows on them on the. Let me see if I can. Oh, wrong one. On this side of the bridge where my all the trees are lit up, so the sun's coming down. But on this side of the bridge over here, the shades on the back side of them, and these are all lit. Look at how thick the shade is here from the bridge. The bridge is casting a shade down onto the ground over here. So I'm guessing it's probably anywhere between just before noon and I don't know 1:30. It might be before noon. If this is real, anywhere between 11:30 and 1:30. If this footage is real and these shadows are casting down on there. No, I'm not a professional Indian, Navajo Indian. They would look right at it and tell you what time it was. And it's scary how they do it. They just look. And some of them just look up into the sky at the sun and it's this time. Oh my God. Let me see. They said there was what? They said there was ild before it after the house. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, before they got, right after they get off the bridge, Deb. Right after they get off the bridge, they go down the hill to the bridge, or to the across the creek to the kill site behind the cemetery. This house there, where they killed in the area before or after the house? Before the house. Just as you, if you're looking at the railroad tracks, Debbie, on Google Earth, just as you get off of the railroad tracks, that's where you go down the hills. On either side, you can cross, or you can go down there. Like I said, for all we know, he was just the rounder. He brought them to somebody. That's possible. Or he brought them to that white van, right? But Richard's got to explain, well, he's seen a white van. Well, why? Why and where did you see that white van? Was that white van there? And he said he was spooked. Now, why would he say any of this stuff if he wasn't there? That's the whole thing. And what a lot of people don't realize is Richard Allen has watched this crime case and been in our chats probably under aliases or other accounts. He did have numerous phones at his house, but they could not find the one of the year that the murders occurred. It's very possibly he took them to his house. They did stuff and then dropped the bodies off there, possibly. Maybe Richard Allen did see a white van. Maybe he didn't have anything to do with the murders, but he did see the white van. And he wasn't spooked. Richard Allen wasn't spooked. The driver of the white van was spooked. Right? That's possible too. Right? Because Richard Allen, people were saying in the videos they were putting out that Richard Allen was saying that he got spooked. Right? He was going to rape them, kill them, or whatever. He didn't know they were that young and he was going to kill them or whatever and rape them or do whatever. But he got spooked. Well, maybe Richard Allen, if he's so innocent, then maybe Richard Allen is the one that seen the van and the guy and spooked him. And Richard Allen wasn't the one spooked. We don't know. These headphones are driving me nuts. I can only hear out of one ear. And then the other one kicks in and out. Place looks spooky as hell. Well, there's a shoe tree out there too, Debbie. I do believe if you just keep going straight on the railroad tracks, there's a trail that wraps around. Or if you get off of the railroad tracks on either side of the hills there, There's a trail that leads around and leads you to this shoe tree out there. Now, why wasn't that shoe tree mentioned at all throughout the case until after the case was already done and Richard Allen was in prison? Then there was a video, I think Hoosier, one of the Hoosier dudes or whatever, put out a video about the shoe tree. He's like, let's go check out the shoe tree. I was like watching the video going, what shoe tree? And then he walks through the woods. He goes past a roadblock that they had put up on the railroad tracks. And he keeps walking. And then he goes down on the other side of this railroad track to a trail. And that trail goes to this tree, this giant tree with shoes all over it. Now, why wasn't that mentioned in the case? Well, there's a shoe tree out there. It's got 30 to 50 pairs of shoes or whatever hanging from the tree out in the middle of nowhere. That's kind of freaky. I mean, that's kind of weird. I mean, heck, was it their shoes? I mean, we never really seen the crime scene photos or the photos of the bodies. So is it possible they were just shoes and stuff off of that shoe tree and not even their shoes? It's possible when you don't show the proof, the evidence, right? This is Abby, right? This is her body and her wounds. Right? And then we see the wounds and we see, well, that's Abby, right? We can see her face. It's Abby. The other photos, well, that's definitely Libby, right? But we haven't seen them. So for all we know that all these people are talking about on YouTube, everything's AI generated. Well, it might have been. This whole thing might have been AI generated and all a diversion to lead us on a wild goose chase. When you close the doors to we the people of the United States, the citizens, well, now you got problems because now no one believes anything. Nada, zero, zilch. And I don't blame them because it all, in today's world, even in 2017, the technology was there to create this whole thing. You just had to have money to have it. Or you had to work somewhere that had the technology. Because this stuff was out. Right? They call it AI now, but before AI, it was photo op and editing and filters and other things, right? It wasn't as advanced as AI at the time, but it was the same stuff. They had the same stuff. They had all this stuff to clear the footage up with gain, sustain, with clearing it up, with zooming in or whatever. They already had that technology. It wasn't as good as AI, but it was good enough to get by. I'm going to have some tea. You just got lost. You almost ran into a car. Good God, woman. Drive safe. You should be off the phone while you're driving. Yeah, I don't know. See, this is crazy because we're not seeing no shadows here. But if you go down a little bit, you can see the shadow coming across from that tree across. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just too. Hold on a minute. Excuse me. Now look at all these trees. The whole front of them. She's turning to the right, and all the trees are lit up like Christmas trees. The front of the trees are all lit up. I don't know. I need more footage of Libby's voice to even see if that's Libby's voice. She sounds a lot younger than 14. Then again, there's women around here that are 18, 19, 20, 25, and they sound like they're a young kid. So yeah, it's very possible. I don't know, something going on. I would say something's up. All right, let's keep going here real quick. Let's go back. All right, right there is where I want to stop. All right, there she goes. Man, look at how tight her cup. I don't know. It's pretty crisp. That's pretty effing. Look at the cuffs on her pants. That is so tight around her ankles. I don't know, folks, but let me see if I can blow it up full. Look at how tight it is around her ankles. I don't know. It's shiny too. I'm like, I don't know, duct tape or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. It just looks so tight around the ankles. It's unreal. Yeah, Debbie, them are definitely a knockoff Vans, high top, or Converse, high top gym shoes. Hello, Miss Humanimal. How you doing? All right, so we have Abby's. See, I'm seeing a shadow right here. Right here. It looks like a shadow of somebody. Here comes Abby across. Here's her shadow right here in this area. There's no path going down there. But you can see a path clearly where someone has already gone down right there. Oh, hold on a minute. All right, there's Abby right there. All right, we're going to start over here real quick. Hold on. I don't know, man. I think they got the time wrong or something. Because the trees are, the sun hitting the trees like that. All right, there's Livy, right? There was Livy's shadow. There she is walking. Right there. Right there. It seems like she walks up to something or somebody. Hold on. I might be wrong. It might be right there. Right here. There is something right here. Right here. And Libby walks up to it. There goes Abby. To me, it looks like there's someone standing here, but I could be wrong. Maybe that's just the ground. Yeah, that might be just the ground. All right. Okay, so there is Abby. She's getting ready to go down. Can you tell me why these, Debbie, them are Converse. Debbie, them are definitely Converse. You can see the star, the circle and the star on the side of the shoe. You see it on the inside of the shoe. Let's see what Mr. Manimal said. You can see a still shot right now. I can't believe people question what is in front of her eyes. They look. Abby has a shadow on the bridge. Why continue to be brainwashed? And the people putting Libby in quote marks, Libby. It is Libby. There's a lot of people questioning that it don't even sound like Libby. And Richard Allen stated that there was 3 girls on the bridge, but one seemed to break off from them. So they were questioning that today in a couple chat rooms today. That what it don't. She sounds like a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old. Yes, thank you for stopping in, Miss Humanimal. We're just going through this video trying to figure out what we can find, what we can see. I mean, it is a lot better clarity than what we were seeing, but we don't know. There's a lot of people saying that it was AI advanced or AI cleaned up with AI or whatever. That this footage might not even be real, that they put the girl's face. We're just going through the normal stuff here. But thank you very much for your uh, opinion and your theories on it. And yeah, we're just trying to figure out what the heck is going on, and it does look like a pair of Converse to me now that we stopped it. And you can see the circle on the side of the shoe with the star. So I think them are Converse. Hey, why do they call that Freedom Bridge? I don't know. I have no idea, Debbie. Why? What is Miss Humanimal mad about? Wait, I just seen she said, "Don't be mad, Humanimal. We are just talking." I mean, it's not like we hot hundreds watching us. No, no, there ain't nobody. We're just talking. Me and Debbie are just talking. And well, ATS News was in earlier, Miss Humanimal, but no, you're right about some of it. Some of the people, they might be brainwashed. Who knows? Yeah, I know you can see her. I know what you're saying. You can see her shadow, but there's parts in there where she's walking on the bridge, and you can't see no shadow. And now we're looking for shadows when she came off of the bridge, like right here. Let's see if we can get it to her. Right there. You really can't see too much of a shadow coming off of her, but you can see somewhat a bridge guy shadow coming off of him. But even the shadow don't look like the time that they're saying this all happened. All right, there goes Libby or Abby. Let's rewind it again. Now, see, you can't even. Let's see if I can rotate this. Now, see, I can't see him in this. In this. Hold on, let me rotate this again. All right. No, I can't see him at all. I can't see him at all. I see Abby, but I don't see him at all. So where does he come into play? I still don't see him. Now I see him. As she breaks away, then you can see him. There he is. Something ain't up. What? She must have been just at the right spot to where Libby was standing. He was totally blocked. You couldn't see him until she stepped to the side. Then you could see him. But if you look right there, neither one of them look like they're casting a shadow that much at all, really. How do I turn that more, Debbie? Hold on a minute, folks. Let me see if I can rotate it again. All right, there we go. Let me see what Debbie said. The Freedom Bridge is Delphi, Indiana, named after the town of Freedom, Indiana, located. The bridge originally came from before being donated to connect Delphi to. Yeah, well, the railroad track, that's always been there. That's why it's called the Freedom Bridge. I don't know. You might be right. You probably are right if that's what you're reading. FYI. What's FYI? That is a big, beautiful flat by that bridge. It's got a train on it. Yeah, Well, what's weird is if you look all the way at the end of the bridge, this black hole, you don't see nothing that looks like anybody. But if you look after that or before that, it looks like there's somebody standing down in the middle when we were looking at that other footage. I was definitely like to go there to see that. What, the bridge? Oh, go ahead. Be safe. I wouldn't be out there after dark. I wouldn't be out there after dark. Yeah, unincorporated. I used to live in an unincorporated place in Illinois. Debbie, I'm trying to figure out how to zoom in, how to do certain stuff here. I'm going through all the settings to try and see if there's some way I can. Hold on a minute, Debbie. And I think that's why people were mistaken, Debbie, because they were showing one photo of her, a snap photo of her on the bridge, but you couldn't see anybody on the bridge with her. And I think it's because when that photo was taken, it was taken probably just at the time where you couldn't see him. He was lined up with her, the line of trajectory or whatever they call it, trajectory. The line of trajectory was just right where it was blocking him. You couldn't see him. And everyone's like, everyone's like, there he is. And everyone's like, we don't see nothing behind her. And it must have been because the way Libby was standing lined up with Abby, it was actually blocking the guy. And then once she stands off to the side a little bit, you can see his foot a little bit and him. And then she moves the camera again and then goes back and you can see more of them. Because watch, I'll play it back here a little bit. All right, you see him. Hold on, let me go back. Right there. You can't see him until she steps to the side. You can't see him. Her jacket is flared open and you really can't see him. All you can see is what looks like maybe something dangling from her jacket, but it's actually his foot. You can't see him. She was lined up just perfect. Whoever took a screenshot of this and they were like, he's right behind her, and everyone's like, we don't see nothing. Right there. You can't see nothing. He just disappeared. The line of trajectory was just right where all you're really seeing is Abby. And then the photo was taken. Click. And then it was put out on social media or whatever, her Snapchat or whatever, right? Seconds before. But you can't see no one behind her. There he is. He's right behind her. Where? Let's rotate it. Let's rotate it again, Debbie. See if we can't get him directly straight up and down. You can't see him at all right there. Excuse me. Look at that. You can't see him at all. Totally blocked. The line of trajectory was just right where he probably is 20, 30 feet right behind her. Maybe a little bit further. But when they took this photo and put it out on social media, the bridge photo of just her, and you can't see nothing behind her. He was blocked. The line of trajectory was just right. And you can't see him. He disappeared. Now watch. He'll just pop out of nowhere. You don't see him. Boom. As she starts to move, boom, there he is. All right, it's late. I'm going to end this. Let me see what Debbie said. You know, Johnny, people get so mad if you don't follow the sheep, like we don't have our own way of thinking about things. Everyone thinks things differently. It's ridiculous and a waste of negativity. Why is someone mad? I hope he didn't upset anybody. No, we're just looking through stuff, going through stuff, trying to find out what's going on. I think it's a very clear footage. And in the right hands, I do believe we're going to learn a lot more. And that's only if it was the original footage that was put into AI enhancement and cleaned up. That's it. Just clean it up. Right? He just told AI, clean this footage up to where it's crystal clear, the clearest image you can get. And that's all it did. Then I would say, yeah, it's legit. It's just been cleaned up. All this saturation, the hue, everything's been the gain and everything's been taken out of it. It's been AI cleaned up. And would it be good to go off of to see who uh, Bridge Guy really is with somebody with professional stuff? Yeah, that footage there. Yeah, and Trump games us back our right to say whatever the heck we want, freedom of speech. Yeah, yeah, you have the right. Why? Who got mad, Debbie? I don't think anyone got mad, did they? I hope not. I don't know. I'm gonna try and I just downloaded the video, so I'm gonna try and figure it out, see if I can how to zoom in or blow it up more. Or I might hook up my 73-inch HD TV to my computer and get even a bigger up close photo of it or video of it. Maybe we could see another shadow or something. I don't know. We really don't have too much on Libby's voice. There's a lot of people saying that, my God, she sounds like a young, a kid, not a 14-year-old or 15-year-old or however old she was. I agree. It sounds like a young kid or something. It's weird. I don't know, but you have to remember, you have to see what Ron or Richard Allen said. Right? Richard Allen confessed that there was three girls on the bridge. He thought they were older, right? In his stuff, that if that's true, and that was really his statement, right? Maybe there was three girls on the bridge. Maybe I don't know, man. How could you do that? I don't know. Maybe one broke away. Uh, Maybe he had help. I don't know. Who knows? We don't know. Hopefully, one day we'll find out. And the voice, I don't know if that's Richard Allen's voice or not because there's just not enough clear audio on Richard Allen to say it. Don't. It sounds like a couple other people to me, and I'm going with the other YouTubers that are saying the same thing. It sounds like someone else. It's somebody, but it's not who you guys think. It's not Richard Allen. It's not this. It's not that. And there was a couple people saying that. I mean, the whole YouTube is just lit up tonight with people going live about this video. So it's pretty crazy. Yes, we're ending this video. Debbie, have a great night. Miss you, Manimal. Thanks for stopping in. Hopefully, I didn't upset anybody. Miss Debbie Fox, thanks for stopping in. Hope I didn't upset you. You folks have a great night. God bless, and we'll try and figure out more of this video and stuff. Have a good night.